What's up, everybody? Mike Potter here, AMP on Drupal.org and GitHub and pretty much everywhere, CodePen. Um, Today I wanted to go over my front-end development stack that I have going on. I pretty much forked a lot of it from this web starter kit from Google. This is a really great starting point for those just getting into responsive design, um, component-driven design, style guide design, driven design. Um, it's a really good out of the box setup here, so I'd highly recommend checking that out if you're new to SaaS and designing, component driven design with a style guide. They have a lot of really great documentation on responsive design and why you should maintain a style guide and performance related issues that you need to design for and watch out for. And it's just a really great. They also have web fundamentals, I guess, which is the documentation side of it. But at any rate, so that's built off of Gulp. It has browser sync, which is like a live reload style um, thing going on. So if we look in our Gulp file here, the things that you're going to get with this setup, um, JS hinting, um, uh, stylish, which is a JavaScript hinting layout, makes it look a little bit nicer. This works with this integrates with Compass I have right now. Like I said, browser sync, auto prefixer I have on there, and hologram, which we'll go over, which is a style guide generator, which is pretty sweet. So the reason why I really like this is I'm a huge fan of CodePen, and whenever the last website that it was it was a very it was a very nice looking responsive website that we wanted to do in Drupal. Trying to go from Photoshop mockup to this really nice responsive layout using the Drupal markup was just becoming, impossible. So what we did with this is all of the designs from Photoshop to code happened in CodePen. That allowed us to really focus on the markup and focus on making a really nice widgets and really nice components without worrying about the Drupal portion of it. And getting from CodePen into Drupal was actually quite easy. So we really like this workflow. The only issue was, if you can see here, so here we're defining our variables and breakpoint maps and everything. Well, whenever you're creating new pens, you can't build off the same variables that you use to create other components. So let's say that I was really happy with this article component. I would go to our project, copy and paste this markup into our node article template, and copy and paste all of this into our node article Sass partial. And then I would start a new pen, which, like, let's say I was designing like a teaser or something. And I'd get to here and I wouldn't have access to all those variables that I created. So it was an issue. So we knew that we wanted to have this same, premise of CodePen, which is, rapid prototyping, handwriting the HTML, designing modularly, things like that. We knew that we wanted to take those principles, but we wanted to have a local instance of that. So that's why we started forking this project, because we thought that taking a look at the Google Web Starter Kit, they had a lot of those features. So let's take a look at booting this up, shall we? So first thing that we're going to do is clone it. And you'll want to make sure that you have a couple things installed. Node, obviously, SAS, Compass. And then you're also going to want Bower, which is a package manager. These are all package managers except for Hologram here. But so Bower, make sure that you install the Hologram plugin for Gulp, and make sure that you have Bundler. So after you know that you have all those, we're going to cd into our Frontend-dev folder, and we're going to start running these commands here. So the first one is going to install all of the node modules that are in this project. So as you can see, just a bunch. And once that's done, we're going to install all of the Bower components, or the Bower libraries, I should say. This is done. All right, now we'll do Bower install. So a couple of the libraries that I have are eq.js. Micah has a really nice SAS Bytes. This is actually a hologram video, but a SAS Bytes episode explaining what EQJS is. But I highly recommend checking that out. Just a couple other libraries. Let's see, bundle. Let's do bundle install to get all of our gems. And all of our gems are ready. And one command to roll them all, gulp serve, will boot everything up. So if you have everything installed properly, then you should see something like this here, where it boots up Watch, it boots up Browser Sync, Hologram, and I have one for SAS. And it starts a server and starts watching files and things like that. If you get any errors, it usually does a pretty good job of saying that you are missing so-and-so package or so-and-so node modules or things like that. So if you do get any errors, look and see what libraries they're telling you that you need, and go ahead and include those, and then try it again. But if you're lucky, then you should see something like this. So Gulp will start its own server. So this is the address for that server. And it will boot up Browser Sync so that any changes that you make are automatically injected. And what you can do is open up the directory here. So everything in here pretty much you can ignore. These are everything just to make it work. We're going to be working in the app directory. So in app, you'll see your CSS files and your JavaScript files and your index.html. So let's open that up. So any changes that you make within this app directory should be automatically represented in your browser. So if we change the title, yay, our new setup. It should be synced. Oh, looks like I have some things on. Let's go into our core and grid, and let's actually shut that off. All right. So if we wanted to start rapidly prototyping, you would say that we're going to have a div with a class of video or something, or maybe our article. So it allows you to really spend time hand coding your HTML very quickly, rapidly prototyping it, which is very important with designing modularly and with responsive design. So that's awesome, right? So that allows you to work really quickly. The next thing that I want to show you is this style guide here. So you'll notice that there's a link to style guide. Whenever you click on that, you'll come to your style guide home. So this is generated by Hologram. And again, Micah has from SAS Bytes, has a really nice video series that he's been talking about integrating Hologram into his grunt setup. So if you want to learn more about Hologram, check out those series of videos. But basically what Hologram is it's an automatic style generator that whenever you're creating your SAS partials, so we'll look in our components here, let's look at alerts. We have our alert style definitions, and then we also have this block commented markdown area. Inside this, you'll see some examples, some HTML examples. What Hologram will do is every time you hit save in SAS, in any of your SAS partials, Hologram will look through your SAS partials to see if a doc resides in any of these. And if it does, it'll take this information and create a style guide out of them. So if we open up our navigation here, you'll see under components the alerts style page. So here are all of our alerts that we have style definitions for, and those were generated in these HTML examples. So if we wanted to create another alert, let's put this over here. Let's say that we want to create an alert that is called Doomsday. So this is like a red alert, and the difference between error and Doomsday is that the font is going to be doubled and the font size or style is going to be italic. Right? Is it font style? Yeah, I think it is. So we have our new alert, Doomsday alert. And now we want to create an example for our style guide. So to do that, it's really easy. This is the block that you're going to want to recreate here. It's called HTML example, and in it we'll give it a class of Doomsday, and we'll say alert, do not press, or do not, are you sure you want to confirm? And as soon as we hit save, Hologram compiles it and prints out an example of what the Doomsday alert would look like. And not only that, it will print out underneath it the actual HTML that was used to create this button. So this is a really nice way of designing really modularly right off of the style guide. It allows you to, at the end of the day, you'll have this really, really elegant style guide that if you're handing off to somebody else, they'll know exactly what to do, what HTML to use to utilize the styles that you've written. So it's really, really, really handy to do it this way. So pretty cool. Like I said, if you want some more information on Hologram, please check out Micah's video series. He's really going in depth. He's doing a great video series there. So this is sort of our workflow now. We'll go into here and we'll get rid of this content, and we'll say that this is our new article. Let's say that we're doing a new article teaser component, and in that there is a title. So article teaser title. And then we'll do every article teaser has to have some body text, which actually let's write some real stuff. This article. Something like that, cool. And then there's probably in here a footer, class of article teaser footer, and it will have maybe a link to read more about our new article. Something like that. All right, cool. So what we'll want to do is create a new component here. So we'll start file, and we'll say this is our article teaser component. So that adds a new Sass partial. And what we're also going to do is open up this styles.scss, which will just handle all of our imports. So we are going to want to import this new component. And I have in the past used Sass globbing, so you wouldn't have to do that. And I don't know, I just kind of like pulling these in by hand. It allows you to specifically put these in the exact order that you want. And I don't know, I just kind of like it more. So let's copy and paste from buttons this document block here, and in it we'll change our components from buttons to article teaser, and name, that'll be machine name. In our HTML example will be article teaser. Actually, it will be let's not worry about that for now. Let's just start with article teaser. All right. So let's style our title here first. We'll do the background. Actually, display block or flow hidden, background light gray. Sometimes whenever you add a new component, it doesn't get picked up. I need to look into why it does that. So I will stop and start gulp again. It doesn't look like it's getting picked up still. Let me make sure. Article teaser. There we go. All right. So we'll style this. I think I have some miscellaneous like child margin fixer, which will make sure that the, oops. Make sure that the margin's correct in the first and last elements there so that you can set padding efficiently. We'll put padding at 1em. We'll do our title should have a color of purple. Actually, maybe our title should be, I think we have primary color. Color primary. There we go. And so if we look in here, here's our color, primary color, let's change that to purple. Let's have our body font size start off kind of smaller. And then our read more. Let's extend button to make it look like a button. So I had, oops, class, jeez, button. No, read more. There we go. And let's say button secondary. Cool. So that's starting to look pretty good. So now what we'd want to do is, we're really happy with what we're looking at here. Maybe we'll copy a few of those to see what they look like. Yep, they look pretty good. So now what I want to do is actually take this markup. Whenever I've done prototyping and I'm happy and I have sign off, I want to copy this markup here and include it right in my Sass partial. So let's look at the hologram, how it's laid out in hologram. So let's copy the alerts hologram style definitions here, or markdown. Paste it into there, and we'll say article teaser, and article teaser. And we'll get rid of these. Oops. Oh, yeah. I guess I have all of this uncommented markup in here. All right. Paste that into there. So basically what we're saying is if you want to implement a nice article teaser, this is the exact markup that you should use. Here's an example. And if we go to our style guide now, under components, you'll see this article teaser. If we click on that, here's an example of that article teaser that we just built. And here's the exact HTML that you can use to create your own. Pretty cool. So let's say that we also want to give the option of maybe having a featured featured article teaser. So we'd come here and we'd say article teaser featured. And what this will do is, actually, we kind of wrote this a little bit incorrectly. Let's fix this, or else this will bug me. All right. So the reason why I'm changing these is it's just sort of a style. This is a BEM style way of writing your markup, and it's a pseudo BEM style. And I think this is the markup that Drupal 8 is going to have, so I'm trying to force myself to use it. So this is sort of what that would look like. All right. So our article teaser featured will look exactly like our article teaser. Anytime I extend, I usually make a placeholder. So I want those two to look identical, and the only difference is the background. I want to be yellow to really make it stand out. And that's a little too yellow. I want it to not burn people's eyes. I just want it to be a little standout-ish. Good. So now everybody on our team can see exactly what an article teaser looks like and our article teaser featured should look like. The last thing I'm just going to touch on is I've already kind of gone on for a while, I know, but is JavaScript. So what this does is it does linting. So let's say that we wanted to add some JavaScript here. Say alert hi. So we added our alert. Whenever we save our JavaScript, here's the linting that's going on here. So it's reported 6 problems that we don't use the use strict, and alert is not defined, and jQuery is not defined, and things like that. So it's not perfect, and actually I think I might change it a little bit so it doesn't lint the libraries that are being pulled in by Browserify. But it's a pretty nice starting point. So there you have it. That's my front end setup. I know I went on a little long, but I really like it. It's really going to allow us to, like I said, prototype our HTML really quickly. It's going to allow me to work really closely with my designer, where he can just sit right next to me and we can write out the HTML right then and there, add it to the style guide, and it's done. So it's going to allow us to work really effectively. Probably in the next video, once I have a working example of a nice prototype laid out, I'm going to do a video of how to actually get that markup into Drupal. So stay tuned for that. So thanks, guys. We'll talk to you later.